Jimmy Garoppolo talked to the media this week like he's the starting quarterback. The Niners are really committing to this. And the last thing I wanted to say is, why do I think George Kittle's saying this, and why do I think Kyle Shanahan is saying he wants Jimmy Garoppolo to start? Because I think they want Houston to prepare for both quarterbacks. Like, it wasn't so long ago that the Niners lost a game because they prepared for Kyler Murray and got hit with Colt McCoy and were totally unprepared for that. That happened. And I think maybe they're thinking they can do that to someone else. So I think that the Niners are all in on just go on the radio and say, Jimmy, say you're gonna try to play. George, say Jimmy's gonna play. Kyle, say Jimmy's gonna play. And that way, if Lance plays, all that misdirection will help him. It couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt.
I agree. I think by taking this route, it's a win for the 49ers because it makes the Texans prepare for two quarterbacks. It's a win for Jimmy Garoppolo because he looks like he's a gamer. When they go to trade him in the offseason, what have you, it's not that big of a deal. And same thing when they go to trade him, they don't want him to look like damaged goods. He wanted to play. We held him out. That was the decision we made. Then Trey played good. He's the future. What are we supposed to do? Pull him out after he plays? We can't do that. Jimmy's good. Take him.
Trey Lance hasn't spoken to the media in a very long time. This week, no exception. More Jimmy Garoppolo, no Trey Lance. Why do you think the 49ers are shielding Trey Lance from the media?
This whole thing is bizarre to me. Grant, a couple weeks ago, I think you were talking to Rob Shue about this. And you guys were talking about why have you not had access to Trey Lance? And back then I started to think, okay, if you are grooming a quarterback to be a pro, right? Like that's what they always say. He needs to learn to be a pro. That's what we heard about Ayuk. Isn't a part of being a pro talking to the media and knowing how to handle those conversations? So I think that's a little bit weird. I also wonder how much of this is going into the ploy, right? Like I know that they've got COVID protocols and everything, but I found it really strange that the first day that you would think the starting quarterback, who we believe is going to be Trey Lance, you don't make him available to the media and you do it through Zoom. Everything's through Zoom.
Yeah.
I found it a weird coincidence. I don't know what's going on. I thought you'd have a good theory about it. That's why I put it down as a topic. But for me, the whole thing is so strange to me. Why not make this kid available? It's not like he's not good in front of the camera. There was just a tweet he threw out today of a commercial that he was in with Mina Kimes, some like Bitcoin commercial where he's trying to earn money for charity. He's good in front of the camera. Get him in front of the media. Let him talk. He's not like going to falter or flounder in front of you guys.
Kyle was asked about this recently, and he basically said, it was my choice. Like, this is my thing. And he was saying, it's like, I don't like, what are you going to ask him about? You're only going to ask him. I mean, he hasn't played. So I get that. I mean, to me, it's breaking rules and they should be fined and penalized. But he's right. Like, what are we going to ask him? Questions that the Niners should answer. I mean, stuff like, how do you feel about being here? How do you feel about getting drafted to this team? I mean, how do you feel about all kind of awkward stuff that maybe he wouldn't even necessarily want to answer because he's not. I mean, I don't think he's trying to like request a trade or be off the team or declare war on his own coach. I think he wants to be here. And I think he might feel this is a little weird, but at the same time, like, I don't want to like go public with how I feel. I'm 21 and they say I'm the future. So I think what they're feeling is, look, Lance will probably start against Houston and then he'll talk. And then when he's in front of the media, you can ask him about something he just did. The questions can be centered around him and playing as opposed to drama. You know what I mean? And I get that. I guess if I were the coach of the 49ers, I would make the same decision. It just seems like they're breaking rules.
I think they are. It is a rule break, right? Like it is actually a rule break. Okay.
You can't do that. Can't do that.
But I just find the whole thing strange.
Yeah.
I really do. I guess I understand it when you lay it out like that, but I still find it a little bit strange because to me, when you're trying to be a pro, that is a part of being a pro. You have to learn to talk to the media. You have to work with the PR guy. Those are things that you have to work through. there's going to be a time where you're going to play like crap and you don't want to get up there and give we statements all day like the
Yeah.
current quarterback just did. You want to learn how to talk to the media. So I just find it interesting.
Also, like this beat group isn't really like, you know, Philly or New York. Like no one asked Jimmy today about the John Lynch thing. And I was sitting there, I didn't
You did.
plan to do it, but I was sitting there like, no one's gonna ask about it. Are you kidding? Really? It was it was national news. So at the end, hey Jimmy, like, what'd you think? And did he call you to straighten things out? And he, you know, he seemed to appreciate the question and had a whole answer. But that wasn't going to get asked. If Trey Lance had been made available to the media, I don't think that like Matt Mayoko and Matt Barrows and Eric Branch would just be it wouldn't be gotcha central. It would probably be pretty sensitive.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly. I also just think it's a little bit weird. Like there's all these other ploys that have happened, right? You have Mayoko coming out in his podcast talking about out of nowhere how Trey Lance has looked so good in practice. Then you have Warner doing it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just this whole thing seems so strange to me. And I don't have like a reason why. I don't have a conspiracy theory behind it. It just everything is odd to me how the whole situation is being handled.
Matt Flores says Kittle is toxic. Punk a kid to coddle a vet. Shaking my head. Well, apparently Kittle also said on this radio station that Lance has been improving. So I guess they're coming around. Ask Jason Aponte why he's streaming at the same time as you. That's bad business. LOL JK. My bad, Jason. I'm sorry, but this is our new time. Sorry, bud. We'll be on tomorrow, though. Kless says, here's $5. Thank you, Kless. Do you want to ask a question? What's up, guys? Love your show. I watch every day. Thank you, Ryan. Jimmy isn't good at 100%. The Jimmy experience needs to be done. It's time for Trey. I think it's time for Trey.
It's been time for Trey.
It's going to be time for Trey.
Been time for Trey.
Sean Walker says Niner Empire DMV. Jimmy shut it down last year. He is consistent at being inconsistent. He was what we thought he was. It's time. It's Trey time to lead. Yeah, the Niners won't say he shut it down last year because again, they're trying to trade him.
Yeah,
I think it's real clear that I don't think Kyle cares. Now I don't know if John might care. It's his resume, but I think Jed cares. They gave this guy $100 million. I think they want something in return. You know, I think they want something.
I think it's fair to want something. I totally think it's fair to want. We're going to talk about that later, but yeah, it's definitely fair to want something.
Yeah. What's up, Mariah?